Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, and I'm pleased to report that I got all 4 workouts in this week. Today, it was an upper body day, and I chose to take it a little bit easier, and it was a marvelous opportunity, actually, to spend time in worship. If you know me, oops, there's somebody to know, sorry. Somebody wants to know when I'm going live, and I forgot to let her know. And it's just 9 o'clock, which is a little early for me. Oh, the sun's getting ready to break through. It's coming right into my eyes. I don't like that orange thing in the window. All right, here we go. If you've been here any length of time, I trust that you recognize that my voice is in the serious mode. And my title today is taking this awareness illustration. That's what I called yesterday's live, where I talked about the computer and me working on Canva, in and out, working on an update for my business card and so on, so on. There were major things that I didn't catch. So when the samples came in, I needed to reorder them, which was a really good idea. The point yesterday, just quickly, because I want to go deeper with it. The point was that in the upper right-hand corner of the Canva screen, hi, welcome in. In the upper corner of the Canva screen, where I had been in and out of numerous times for extended periods, some of those times, and it said, place your order, or order from Canva, or print with Canva. There's something on the right side that lets the person at the screen know that they can just click on that and actually order whatever it is you're doing, your project. And I never saw it. So I kept waiting for my friend to order it. And then she ordered them, the business cards, but the order didn't take, and time went by, and then the company apologized, but then we were up against it, and I didn't dare look at it again because we just need to get these things. And then they came in. Really, the front and the back, I wanted different colors. I liked the front turquoise and the back white. However, like, they were both turquoise. I didn't see it. I didn't notice it. And the whole delay happened because of that little box that I didn't see. So the other night, I think it was Thursday night, no, Wednesday night it was. And I thought, okay, well, this and this and this, and I can just quickly order it, and I did. And yesterday when I shared, I compared it to, this is the point today. Yesterday, I compared it to raising my daughters. I raised 2 daughters, and I homeschooled them. And the whole time I was homeschooling, I was intent, the whole time I was raising them, I was intent on giving them what I didn't have. Order, as much peace as I was able, in my efforts, to have in the household. Attention to helping them reach their full potential. I had none of any of that growing up. And I was determined to give them all those things. And in that process, there obviously are things in the upper right corner that I didn't notice. I was so focused on those items. And also making sure, one of my leading edges really was to make sure that they understood that God was at work, not only in their own life, but around the globe. That's why each of them was born in a different country. That's why, well, how do you plan that? It did. And I used that as God's impetus. And so we traveled with them extensively. I took them back where they were born when they turned 16, according to my promise, and so on. Well, today I want to go deeper, because that's the example that popped up yesterday. But since then, I've been praying and meditating on that whole process, because it was so it touched me so much. It went so deep. But here's the other one. If you know me, you can hear this voice, right? As long as we are intense in the survival mode, whether it's too much coming into our lives too fast, that the sensory messages, all of the things that come in with an event or across a season, that we just cannot process. It's too much, and it's coming in too fast to be able to manage it. Then we're in survival mode. Or if it's too little attention, too little care, too little validation, too little love, too little compassion, all the things that are reasonable to need. It can be too little food, too little shelter, too little protection for too long. Too little of what's necessary for too long also puts us into that survival mode. And when we're in survival mode and we're focused on survival, that's just what was happening to me with the business cards. I was so focused on the business card project and the deadline and the event that's coming up that I really needed it for, and the stress that was in my body over this project, that I didn't see a key element in that little bitty sign in the upper right hand side. Print with Canva, or whatever the words were. I don't know. I just know that that's how I've lived my life. And God has brought that awareness to me. He brought it to me yesterday, and the example I used was real. But now he's brought the message in even more deeply to illustrate how we live when we're in survival. We just don't see the exit message. We don't see the call of God. And when he does make us aware, as he did for me a number of years ago, now this illustration is I know it in my body. I know it's true in my mind and my body and my spirit. There was an exit plan waiting for me right there. And as God has brought me along and shown it to me and helped me heal the wounds of too much, too fast, or too little for too long. And he's been healing those wounds over these years now. And I can see that illustration. Now I want to encourage your heart. If you recognize that you're in that place too, that you're functioning in survival mode, that you're basically in freeze, you don't really know what to do. And so much as I can't do it, and fear of the unknown. And so you look around and pick up clues from other people, or they seem to do well doing that over there. Maybe I'll try that. Or, oh, that seems like a good idea. I'll just work on that and put that into my life. And we lose track of who we really are designed to be. Survival is freeze and fawn. We become incapable. The prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, actually doesn't function. And so we have to, in order to make decisions and do things, because it can become catatonic and literally not function. But if we have any functional energy, look around and pick up clues from other places and try to put them in place and put on this mask, ultimately, a costume of bits and pieces from other people. That's how this really important, seriously for me, it's serious for me to understand introvert, put on all of the extrovert things in order to survive. And there was that little message in the corner. Now, I came to know Jesus in 1971, and he blessed me and he protected me, and he's actually been with me since before the creation of the world. He was right there putting together the certain sperm and egg to conceive my human personhood, my body. And he was there not only to build my body physically the way it is, but also to put in those components that I needed to survive, to manage to this point. And then he's been healing me and helping me recover that original design and move into my purpose, Ephesians 2:10. He's been doing all these things. And the issue, if you're in that place too, is please notice the little escape hatch, the little print with Canva button. It wasn't easy. I don't like technology. Moving into something I'm not familiar with is really causes me to freeze, hesitate. That's why I reached out to my friend. I thought it was her account and I couldn't do anything else. And so I didn't even look beyond that. I didn't know when I was in survival mode. I didn't know there were even alternatives. I grew up in it. How would I know? And God, in his mercy, because ultimately I took that step. Now, a couple of decades ago, I'm thinking, it was when I recognized that the only person that could floss my teeth was me. There was nobody I could hire to floss my teeth every day. That was a teeny weeny beginning of God helping me recognize that it was up to me. It was up to me. Nobody else. Up to me. By his hand and his grace and mercy and his guidance, with the Father's plan, with Jesus as my shepherd to disciple and anoint to protect me, and also a Holy Spirit as sort of, well, comforter, counselor, convictor, all the things. Double two-way baby monitor. That's how Holy Spirit is for me. And these awareness points, I really encourage you. Go ahead, ask God to show you. And then when he does, get closer. Do whatever it is you need to do. And you might want to go onto YouTube and look at some of my trauma series of videos. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. As also a mini series. I have trauma meditations there. Also, transformation. The transformation videos are all about this part about, even though I created them some time ago, they actually fit into where I am now on this surrender part of the journey. Moving into the healing, which is what I'm sharing with you today. It can be very fearful. But pause and come to the Lord. Ask him to show where your button is and what it is, that first step, even though it's scary as all get out. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know. And if you want to reach out for support from me, I am a coach as well. I'm a consultant. I'm happy to come to where you are and offer support to, your women's group or online. If you want me to meet with you and or your group regularly, I'm happy to do that as well. That's what it means to be a consultant. You communicate with me, go through my website, leave me a message here, and we'll talk about what need you see, and I'll share with what I think are maybe options of the best ways to meet that need. Personally, small group, information-wide, larger group, I'm available. Okay, time for me to start my day. May God bless you in your own journey of healing and recovery.